Welcome back to the channel. Today we're heading out to Rocks Offroad Park, Offroad Resort. Not 100% sure on the full name, but that doesn't really matter because we just got a new park in Kansas City, or not too far from Kansas City, that we can go ride. So this place just opened in October, I believe, of 2022, maybe November. It's about 500 acres. It used to be an old rock quarry. Obviously there should be rocks there, hopefully, that's fingers crossed. But I have seen quite a few videos already and pictures. They do have a good mix of different trails. So I'm gonna go out there with my dad today and we're gonna test out kind of this new park, see what it's all about. It's located just northeast of Kansas City. It's on the Missouri side. It's up by Excelsior Springs. So if you're from the Kansas City area, you know that's roughly an hour drive. So it's by far the closest park to us. So we're gonna go check it out. It should be a pretty good day. I think the weather's gonna be nice. We're gonna go get my dad, pick up the machines, and we're gonna hit the road, baby. Here at the first obstacle, we're in Boulder Canyon, and you can see why. KRX, I thought we were gonna get out and look at the lines, and he just went for it. You just need a bump on that back one. You're not getting high centered yet. Just give it a little bit. He's got 34-inch tires on there, so these rocks don't look too big, but he does have 34s now, and he's putting them to use. Made the Boulder Canyon look like a piece of cake. So it looks like he took that line. There is one over here. I'm gonna call this one the Pro XP line because I probably will get screwed in here, but I guess we will try it and see what happens. As I mentioned before, this is the Boulder Canyon, and there are several different ways you can kind of approach this. You can go straight up the middle if you want, which would be pretty hard in a side-by-side, but there is a lot of like rock crawlers that come out here, so you can tackle it however you want. The side-by-sides, you can either go left or right pretty much. My dad went to the right, which was a little bit more difficult, and I went left. But once we were kind of done and kind of bullshitting at the end of the trail, a guy hollered down at us, and he had a drone, and he wanted us to go back through so he could film us with that drone. So we're like, oh heck yeah. So we got in, went back down Boulder Canyon, and then came back up, and we both went the way my dad did the first time, which was the more difficult route. And let me tell you, it was way more difficult. I had quite a bit of trouble on a few of the spots. I ended up making it, obviously, but I did kind of run into a couple issues. It was pretty good though. One thing that is cool, if you do run into some big issues, especially with your side-by-side, say you break an axle, there's a place called Warpath Customs, and they are roughly 40 minutes away from the park. And I know the owner of Warpath has mentioned several times in the Facebook groups that if you break stuff, make sure you let him know ahead of time. Like if you're gonna be out at the park and you maybe are broken down, he can bring parts out there. If he's already out there, I think he does carry certain things with him. So he's a very good resource, and if you do break stuff out there, he's a very good option to buy local. And you can get all kinds of different parts. I know they have a Facebook, I think they have a website as well, but I will link all of that down in the description and you can check that out. But again, that's Warpath Customs. Pretty cool dude, pretty cool business, and definitely support the locals. Another thing that we did not really look at too in depth was the mud at this place. I didn't really see much on the Facebook pages about mud or stay away from this mud hole, but there was a little bit of a mud hole at the end of Boulder Canyon, and we were looking at it and you can see the bottom, but it kind of looked silty, so we weren't sure, like, okay, maybe we do it, maybe we don't. But I did see a trail just around the corner from it, and I decided to go to it, and I absolutely buried my Pro XP. You can see that at the end of the video. I'll show you with my dad going through the first puddle, but I had to winch out. It probably took 15 to 20 minutes to winch out of this hole. And these pictures was before I really got kind of around the corner into some of the deep stuff. It was almost over my tires. You couldn't see the Nerf bars. You couldn't even tell what color my machine was. It was so nasty. So you definitely want to avoid some of the mud holes. And if it's soft, I would just avoid it altogether.
All right, here goes that.
But yeah, my dad tried to go through the first little puddle and obviously did not make it, so the Pro XP had to winch out the Kawasaki. First time ever I had to do that, but that is why we have the winch, so it comes in handy a lot of the time. Hopefully you never need it, but when you do, it is super nice. that's gonna be a wrap on the Rocks Offroad Park. So obviously, there's some good and bad. It was very muddy, but honestly, we could have avoided a lot of it. You'll see, obviously, in the video, I absolutely buried the Pro XP, and my dad actually ended up burying the KRX. Different spot, but we had to winch out of both of them. So that part kind of sucked, especially because that happened like within the first hour of actually riding. But there was a lot of cool spots, a couple good little challenging areas. I think the kind of the more fun one was Boulder Canyon, I believe was the name of it. And we kind of took a couple different lines there. It was a lot of fun, kind of a little challenging, but I destroyed my rock sliders. Once I get it cleaned up, I'll show you guys kind of some of the damage. I don't think I bent them at all, but the paint is definitely worn off. So definitely was using and abusing those Midwest Dirt Fiend tree kickers, but they're holding up insanely well. So like any other video that I've kind of talked about Midwest Dirt Fiend, you can get his cage or tree kickers a little bit of a discount if you use code Schmitty's Off-Road. But again, that's going to be a wrap on the Raise Rocks video. If you guys want to check out any of their information or when their actual park is open, go to Raise Rocks Off-Road Park or Off-Road Resort. I'll link it down in the description below. But go check them out. It's a very cool place. It's got a lot of potential. Not really a full day of riding worth right now. I definitely think, I mean, they have the property that one day they will have a lot more trails and it could be a lot more potential. But it's a work in progress, just like any other off-road park. One cool thing they do is posting in the Facebook page if they're gonna have lunch that day. So today, it was a barbecue food truck. I can't remember the actual name, but it was phenomenal. It's really cool that they always try to have lunch out there at the park. So you guys can, you don't really have to pack anything. Obviously pack some water and drinks, whatever you want, and then show up and you got lunch. So it's pretty cool overall. Hope you guys enjoy this video. If you want, hit that like and subscribe button. Helps me out, keeps me motivated to keep doing these videos. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with my dad and I today, and we're gonna see you in the next video. Peace.